verse 13.
There have no temptation taking you such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. I'm preaching this morning on the topic, handling your season of trials.
Amen.
How to handle your season of trials, child of God. Every day in our life, we are presented with puzzles. We are presented with issues. We are presented with life struggles. Some days you can wake up in the morning, have a very big testimony, and then your mind will begin to tell you that your situation has been settled. And you will share testimony today and discover that the testimony you just shared is not enough. You get money today, breakthrough, financial breakthrough, and you discover that the breakthrough is not even enough. So as you live on earth, every blessed day will present you some challenges that you are expected to go through. And these challenges most times come to us neutral. They come to us neutral. And when they come, we are presented with situation of wondering if what we are going through today is of God or of satanic manipulation or attack. And the greatest question that every Christian keeps asking themselves is this situation of God, or is it a satanic attack? And most Christians, even here now, don't even know whether what they are going through is of God or of the devil. It's a question that can take days for a Christian to answer. Is what I'm going through now, is what I'm facing now, an attack? Or are they dealings of God? And because every Christian have, the world is trying to make us magnify devil over our God. The first thing we think when we face challenges is devil. Devil have come again. Devil has risen again. Devil is doing this. Devil is doing that. But that ability to know whether this is the dealing of God or devil is very important for every believer. Someone will ask me then, well, how do I design it? How do I design if this is of God or if this is of the satanic attack? The most difficult thing to tell a Christian is to wait. We don't like that word, wait. But all over the Bible is scattered there, God telling his people to wait. God is not working on your own clock, he's working on his own timing. As much as you want it to happen today, his purpose in your life might be that it will happen in the next 2 years. There are people who have known me for 10 years, and the prophecies I gave them 10 years ago is just manifesting this year. Maybe I'm not even their pastor anymore. But each day of their life, they will see that what I told them many years ago is just happening now. And maybe the day I gave the prophecy, they wanted it that day. Some of the prophecies I'm giving you today will happen in the next 3 years. Sometimes we see us laugh. The question God asks us, God will tell this person, he will be this, he will be that. Then God will say, but will he be able to wait? And as a prophet, this is not what you tell the person. If you tell them 3 years, they get angry. In those days, God liked giving date and timing. But these days, he always tells the prophet to reserve the date. Because our generation are under pressure. I tell you, you're going to build a house, an upstairs in 5 years' time. And your friend is doing a money ritual and building his own this year. You check 5 years. You check yourself. You check your friend. You say, let me ask him how he got his own power. Let me do this thing now. That is it. But with that blessed hope in your heart that God has said that you are going to build your own, you can keep waiting for 1 year with that blessed hope in your heart, 2 years, and you won't even know when 5 years comes through. But in those days, you will see God telling Abraham, your generation, your offsprings will go into exile for 400 years. He gave date. Even at that, he gave date. He still delayed to 430 years. Which means the 400 years was of God. The 30 years was of Satan. It was a delay from devil. But how do you decide if what I'm going through now is satanic attack? Because most of the times we start praying unnecessary prayers. Told us several times that most of us are praying against our uncles because they look old. One day you look old too. Someone will look at you and see how your mouth looks and say, this man, this is witch. Nobody's mouth stays like this. You get old. Most of them are innocent of what he is accusing them because you don't know where the attack is coming from. You don't know. To design attack, number one, if it's coming from the devil, the first thing he does is to discourage you of God. From Satan. Because the attack is coming directly at your faith. It discourages you about anything and everything about God. The first thing he said, don't go to church again. Don't go to church. The church you've been going for years, what have you been able to achieve? That's attack. It first wants to disconnect you from the source of your power. Don't go to church. Don't listen to pastors. Don't forget. Just leave these things. You've been praying, you've been fasting. Well, what are the results of this fasting and prayer? This is what comes with attack. Then once it happens like this, the next thing you will not go to church again. The next thing you don't want to hear about any pastor. The next thing you don't want to hear about any of your brethren who is checking on you why you didn't come to church. You want to be alone. You want to think about your life. You want to see if you can push on yourself without any spiritual assistance. Number two, it pushes you back to the sins you have rejected. Anytime you are going through attacks and you see yourself going back to drinking that you stopped drinking. You said, I will not drink again. But the moment the attack came, things are not going well. You start drinking. From where are you getting the money to drink? You start smoking. You start doing all the this type of life again, all of a sudden you see yourself back in them again. These things you are going through is not of God. It's an attack. Number 3, to know if this is from God's dealing or an attack, it causes you excess confusion. Confusion. You'll be so confused. Number 4, it raises blames against your past lifestyle. It gives you guilt. It raises guilt in you. Put it that way. Things you have done many years ago, you ask God for forgiveness, and you are so sure that God will forgive you. Devil will come and tell you, this is the reason you are going through this. No, the God you are serving didn't forgive you. When these 4 things are at play, not this an attack. But in God's dealing, one thing you will notice is that blessed hope. Even when things are not okay around you, you still have that tiny hope that very soon I go hammer. Even when you don't still have any food to eat. One of my apostle friends is a very rich guy now. He said the father gave them, their father gave birth to them. How many? 8 of them. Boys, no girl. And he's the last one. One day he said he went to church and he received a prophecy. No, he went to fasting in the mountain and he had God say, I'm going to make you the richest man in your family. He said he entered Okada from the mountain, came home. By their house, they're shouting, I'm going to be the richest man in this house. Okada man is asking him, pay me my money, make I go. He said, wait first. After shouting, he asked his brothers, please, can I have money to pay the Okada man? They said, thunder fire you. The richest man pay. No have the money to pay for him. But that was a declaration he made many years ago. And after many years ago, today he says he is the richest in the family. That tiny hope in you that tells you that no matter how things are now, one day it will be better. I will come out of this. I know God is working out something. I know this is not the end of my life. Number 2, if it's of God, is that you will be given wisdom to handle the issues that come. How many of you have been into a situation where you sit down and ask yourself, where did I get this wisdom? Where did I get the wisdom to come out of this? And you will discover that this wisdom you just applied was not there. Or you never knew that you can come out of such a thing. But because of it's the dealing of God, instead of confusion, He gives you abundance of wisdom to wait. John 10:10. It says that the devil comes to what? Do what? Kill and do what? And destroy. So every attack, every trial you are going through, everything you are going through that is of too violent is of the devil. If it's violent on you, Doesn't give you time. Just like people, 419 people. Don't give you time to think. They don't give you time to think, to reason it.
No.
One day, many years ago, I had a dream where I was pulling money from ATM. The first call I received in the morning was a call from somebody that, Prophet, how are you? I said, I'm fine. I'm the guy you prayed for. I said, I prayed. He said, I know you're going to remember me. You're going to remember me. You're going to remember me. As I'm calling you now, I'm in the high sea. I'm in the high sea in Bono Island. I have been made the manager of blah 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 oil company to drill and do in the high sea. I said, He said, yes. He said, man of God, it's time to pay you back. I remember my dream in the night. I said, God, thank you. God, thank you for this. Boom! My mom was plaiting her hair with one of the church members plaiting her hair. I told her, see, somebody called me now. He said my life have changed. We came out from a vigil, a hot vigil. I've not even rested. This guy said, I should call him back. I should call him back that he doesn't have any time where he is. That they recharge them only by 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I said, okay. Chilo, come buy me a time. He bought me a time, 500. I called. Said, hey, thank you for calling back, Pastor. Now they have given me contract to buy. I don't know what he called. He mentioned something, one something name. I don't even know it. He said that he's buying it from a company. So amount of money. And but that he wants to bless me by telling the company that I'm the supplier. So he give the company my number. They'll call me as the supplier. So I should put 1,000 naira on top of everything, and the price is 4,500 naira per one. So I should put 1,000 on top of that is 5,000. So times 50 million of it that they will buy. That's too much money. I say I'm mad. He said out of the thing, you just keep 70%. Give me 30. I said okay. So he said okay. So our company will call you. Thank you, Pastor. So let me know how it goes. Next thing I got a call. I'm Remy Jobanico.
Chai.
And a lady called me. He said, do you have this? You know, this guy has given me the name of the thing. I wrote it down. He said, do you have it? I wrote it down. He said, you have this? I said, you have this? I said, you have this quantity? I said, yes, all of them there. So the guy now sent me a text message and said, tell them that you give them this address in Port Harcourt. This is where they will come to buy. This is the number of people who sell it in Port Harcourt. So call them and confirm if they have it before you tell these people that you have it. I call the number and say we have it everything there in full ground. So they said, okay, it's fine. We are going to use a helicopter to come to wait. And they said, no, wait, to come to wait now. So once we see the sample is accurate, you must have enough sample, enough of it. We want to see like 100 samples to confirm that we have enough. So once you see 100 samples of it, we are going to transfer the money to your account and then you supply it to our company in Bayelsa. I said, okay, that's good. Wonderful investment. Then I called supply. I said, they want 100 samples. So when we calculate 100 samples, is 4,500 times 100. How much is it? 450,000. The supplier said I must pay him that money before you release the thing. So this is where the thing is. That he cannot release the sample.
Until.
And this guy there is calling me, doesn't give me time, he's calling me, telling me, don't miss this opportunity, don't miss it. I'm talking to the contact because that's what I'm telling you, the pressure. The call is coming here, coming, and the remedy of coming is calling me as well, telling me, we are about to leave now to wait. Don't make sure the samples are complete. And I'm telling them, I said, how can I go to Port Harcourt now? So they said, no, there's another guy in the wedding that can supply the thing now, then the 100 sample, if I can pay the money. They said it was too much on me. No time to think.
Did you pay?
No time to think. Child of God, I left my house, drove to ATM, to bank, to withdraw. I got there. God said to me, this is a scam.
Child, thank God.
I had God on the point of withdrawing. I was going to pay. God told me this is a scam. The moment I had it, the calls were still coming. The guy called me and said, God said to me, brother, that this is a scam. He said, okay, thank you, bye bye.
Come on.
The moment I told him, God said it's okay, he didn't argue. He said, okay, thank you, bye bye. Man of God, he called. Hi. But I wasn't airtime. Pedro. I drove to you be there back home. The queue was too much. I drove to the one in the road. I drove to wedding. You know, I that you calculate the gain. Say 50 million. Gain. I give you only 30%. That means church don't buy property with this. Hallelujah. So they don't give you time. So when satanic attacks are coming, it doesn't give you time to think. If you want to think positive, they push it away. If you want to go to where that will help you, they push it away. If you want to go to where you will get strength, they push it away. All they want to do is to push you into a place of staying alone and doing something bad against God. So much pressure, so much restlessness. But when it's of God, you will be mysteriously sustained. When it's God stealing, you'll be mysteriously sustained. That's number 3. Mysteriously. You wonder, how do I even pay rent? How do I even pay my bonds? How do I even eat? There's no substantial income. There's no place of target where something is actually coming from. But all of a sudden, know how. Every month I still see myself surviving, going through this thing and surviving with mysterious provisions. That's a sign that God is in it. He mysteriously sustains you. You don't have money for rent, but you are still sheltered. You don't have money for your bonds, but somehow you are not owing. Today your car was packed. You don't even have money to put petrol, but still know how you still drive your car. Today you bought, the last money we had was 50 and you put it on petrol. There was no extra left. But all of a sudden, child of God, your car is still on the road the following week. Mysteriously sustained. You don't know how it's happening, but it's happening. That's a sign that God of God. Your own situation, your trial might be financial trial. It might be marital. It might be that you have lost your job, your source of livelihood. It might be your business. It's only, you have lost your source of income. But the most important thing in it is to hear God and know if what you are going through is an attack or God's dealing. God's dealings in your life might be uncomfortable. It may look very uncomfortable, but trust him, he knows what he's doing. When Lazarus was dead, it was confirmed that he was dead. Before his death, they sent Jesus a message. Your friend whom you love is at the point of death. Come and pray for him. He refused to go. Yet the Bible says he loved him. The Bible said he is his friend. But he was dying and he refused to go. He refused to attend to his sick bed. Some of you would denounce the pastor. I was sick. I sent for him. He refused to come. But I always see him praying for people who have money. Some of you have that bad mouth. It's inferiority complex that is dealing with you. Every time you think pastor is showing attention to the people who have money. I pray you also have money.
So the pastor will show you.
So I can show you their prayer. Somehow, it's even the people who have money that are always coming closer to the pastor than people who don't have it. It's the other way around. It's not pastor going after them, it's them coming after pastor. Hello?
Hi.
They are the ones you find out that always check on pastor. Some of you who don't have money, don't call pastor to check on him because you think the pastor will tell you that the rent has not been paid. It's the people who even have money that always check on pastor. How are you? Are you fine? Some of you are avoiding that my answer. Are you fine? I say no, I'm not fine. Hallelujah. Amen. So whatever you are going through, I pray that God will take you by his hand. Amen. And bring you to light. Amen. In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Keys to handling your seasons of trial. Number one. Time of your trial is time of prayer. Anytime things are no longer okay, things are no longer the way it should be, it's not the time to sit down and begin to think where you went wrong. It's time to pray. Prayer can correct the past and better the future. If there's anything that you can do about your past, it's the prayer. You cannot go back and correct time. But you see, prayer can correct foundations. Prayer can correct things that has passed. Prayer can change the situation to your favor. So whenever you find yourself in trials, child of God, it's not time to sit down and think too much. There's no way you can add anything by thinking. You cannot even add anything about your life by thinking. There's nothing that can come your way by thinking. All you need to do is to pray, and by prayer you get inspired. There are some prayers you engage. While praying, you get an inspiration of who you need to call for that situation. Yes. And the moment you receive it, you can't wait for the prayer to finish. Maybe you have the culture of praying in the morning and in the night. But when is the prayer time? Something is not normal. You know that. So pray all season. Pray talent, why people in. God does not perceive the order of your people. Pray.
I hear you, sir. Yes.
Anywhere, drive and pray. In your office, speak in tongues, pray. Thank God things are not normal. I need to change this situation.
Yes.
God, I need to have money in my account. Now my account is empty. You need to change this situation. The Bible said that Daniel set himself up for fasting and prayer to correct things, to seek the Lord, to understand things around himself. When things are not normal, seek God, pray, if possible, act fasting. Men in the Bible, they dealt with their trials through prayer. They dealt with their issues through prayer. Sometimes when they are going through trials, it's not the time to begin to call everyone, to tell them they are going through this and that. Problem shared used to be problem half solved. Now problem shared is multiplied. You start dealing with why did you tell this person?
Charlie. I told you.
You start dealing with why did you tell this person what I'm going through? I shared my pains and struggles with you. How come you got to the ear of somebody who is my worker? You start dealing with that. Those things are distractions. So if there is any time you go through these seasons of trial, child of God, go into prayers. Pray ceaselessly. Don't wait for your pastor to give you fasting. Declare fasting. God, things are not okay. Things are not normal. I know how much I used to have in my account. I know how things were. So many of you, for 1 month, you can't even fast. If pastor declare fast, you say fasting again. You can't fast. You say, I love food. Sorry to say, if you love food too much, you even eat in the dream.
Yes. Maybe give it.
You eat in the dream, you eat in the physical. And demons are pounding you like pounded air. You need to declare sometimes what in a week you fast, in a month you fast without anyone telling you. Let your pastor only see you by God and say, close my fasting. He's not the one that gave you the fast, but he said, close my fast. I was praying. Hannah was going through issues of life. Every year they come to Shiloh. Hannah will be in the crowd praying. God answered me, give me, open my womb. Hannah will go home and wait for the womb to open. For the whole 12 months, womb will not open. Hannah will go again to Shiloh. God opened my womb. It never opened. So that's some of you come to church on Sunday. You pray, you go, nothing happened. You pray, you go, nothing happened. But it came to a day where Hannah said, I have to change my approach. I have to change my approach. I'm not going to wait for pastor to declare from the altar again. If I go to the church, when everyone is out of the altar, I will go and lie down there. I will talk to God one-on-one. She went there and began to pray. And made some transactions and vows with God. Gave God what God needed for service. And God decided to bless him. Eli never knew what Hannah was praying for. He saw Hannah and said, you are drunk. This early morning. I said it before, some of you will say to the pastor, you know, we are asking about a prophecy. Is this the prophecy they say you're a prophet? Look at me, you can't even see what I'm going through. Say, I'm drunk. Some of you say it. How can my pastor, they say he's a prophet, so he saw me by the altar. He just guess walk. He said I am drunk early morning. Some of you will be that. But Hannah never took offense in what the prophet said. Because she knew that if the prophet said the bad word, the good one can still come out of his mouth. She waited to hear that confirmation. Then she said to the prophet, your maidservant is not drunk. I am pouring my heart to God. And when the prophet looked at her, he said, may it be unto you according to what you have asked. So at that point, the prophet never sought to know what was she asking. 1 year later, Shiloh was different. 1 year later, Shiloh was great for her. She changed her approach. Child of God, whatever you are going through, it's time to pray. Speak to God and talk to God. Speak in tongues. Tell God this is not normal. Something needs to be changed. I am tired of this life. I am tired of from hand to mouth. I need a change. You need to pray in your car. You need to pray in your office. You need to pray in your toilet. You need to pray everywhere you are. Whenever you find the time to speak to God, you say, God, I need change in my life. I pray for somebody hearing my voice. After this meeting, may your trial end. Number 2, challenge your trust only on God. Challenge your trust only on God. Most people, when they are going through some challenges, they start thinking that their help will come from people. If there's one thing trial does to you, it wants to pull you out of people towards God. Stop waiting for Mr. A to bless you. Mr. A doesn't have a destiny in hand. If Mr. A delays to give what God belongs, has given him to give you, God takes it from Mr. A, gives Mr. C, and said, it must get to my servant.
Oh yes, I hear you, sir.
Sometimes people who promised you something may start going through troubles. You know, they say, I want to buy you shoe. From that day, they every time they call them, things are tough for them. The reason is because they had money for that shoe when they promised it, but they didn't buy it. Did you hear me? Yes, sir. They had money for that shoe when they promised it, and they postponed it. That's where the struggle starts for them. God takes it from them and gives another person to buy you the same shoe. They may keep promising you that shoe for years without fulfilling it. But within before the time to fulfill that shoe, many people have given you shoe more than 10 times. And they are still promising you the shoe. The reason why they could not fulfill it today is because the time they made the promise, they were capable. But they chose to put it out of priority. Are you learning here?
Yes, sir.
Whenever you make promise to people and you have to do it. That's why Ecclesiastes chapter 5, 4-7 says, don't make promise in a haste. Don't make promise what? In a rush. So whatever you are going through in life, whenever you are going through things in life, remove your trust from men. Put it only on God. I don't know how my breakthrough will come, but it can come from anybody. God is so awesome. Somebody you are seeing in this church now, I don't let anybody down here. Somebody you might just somehow go and play lotto. and win 17 million.
Child.
And as of last Sunday, he was useless in the church. And the coming Sunday, he becomes a millionaire. The dressing will change. The testimony will shake ground. He said, Pastor, where is your account number? There are some tithes people bring in church. There are some that the people ask Pastor account number. There are some people say, Pastor, I want to come to your house. He has levels.
Yes. Child.
He has levels. There's more people bring in church and dance and drop it.
Child.
Those ones are countable.
Yes.
The cashiers can count them easily. There are some that are just Pastor, where is your account? They wire it. There are some that say, Pastor, when you are arrested, I want to come to the house. If you finish this service and you are after resting, tell me when you are done, I will come. Those ones, you have to wait. I pray that God take you to that level.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Put your trust. The Bible said in Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 5, it said, woe unto cost be unto a man who trusts in mankind. Nobody is infallible. Everybody can fail you. And it can cause you more disappointment in time of trouble. When you all put all your hope that this rep that will help you, you call me, I won't be called. Say, hey, even rep. Nobody is infallible. David looked back and he said that what pains him most is not about the stabbings, who stabbed him. It's not about what you're going through, but who back off on you when you're going through this challenge. I was telling people on Sunday, and I think on Monday, I think I preached it before. They said there are 4 types of disciples. 4 types. I preached before many years ago. 4 types of disciples. 1 type of disciple is Judas. Judas, who all the days of his life, he'll be selling you anyhow. He'll be selling you. His attachment to Jesus for his own gain, not for your. If you something happens, he goes into and kill himself. The second type is Mark. Mark will follow you and follow you. When things get tough, you run away. Say, nah, this your thing, no, you don't take you. Carry your cross back and I don't try. Mark will even run. The Bible said that Mark ran naked. When he was running, his clothes was disturbing him. Throw it away. He ran naked. Those are the kind of people you have around you. Then there are Peter, who genuinely love you, but they can easily deny that they don't know you. For the benefit of what they want to get at that point. They know, I don't know the pastor. I used to go there. I go there sometimes. I know him somehow. Like, but we're not that close, yeah. Those are Peter. Anytime, they will deny you and ask forgiveness. I don't know you. I know him sometimes, but it's not like we are that close. And there are this type, that is John's type. The last man standing. Those are the kind of friends that are better than blood relatives. Those are the ones that will say, I am going to go with you to the end of time. I will see you at the end. I want to hear your last voice. I want to know what you have to tell me to carry out. Those are the ones. So 4 types of friends around you. Judas type, Peter type, Mark type, and John type. Identify them. and give them their seats. So I don't make a mistake.
Yes,
Number 3 keys to handling your trial is to protect your joy. Everything that comes to attack you is attacking your joy. I told you before. Protect what? Your joy. Make sure that your joy is protected. Nehemiah chapter 8 verse 10 said, the joy of the Lord is what? My strength. So the strength in the time of trial is the joy of the Lord. Dance if you can dance. Worship if you can worship. Praise if you can praise. Make sure you don't murmur. Make sure you don't give room for murmur at any given time. Do everything. Serve God the way you are serving God. Make sure God that you are not serving Him because of what He gave you. You are serving Him because you love Him.
yes. I hear you, sir.
Hello, child of God. God, I'm not serving you because things are going well. I'm not serving you because things are flourishing. I am serving you whether in good time and in bad time. I'm serving you because I love you. Job said you cannot receive the good and you cannot receive the bad. Both comes from the Lord. You don't go to church when things are tough. You only go when things are better. That's wrong. You only pray when things are tough. When things are going well, you don't remember prayer. That's wrong. You only worship God when things are happening good. That's wrong. Everything needs to be on equilibrium. Serve God in good time and in bad time. Hence, when our wedding people will say, we say in West and what? How do we put it again? In sickness and in health, in riches and wealth and poor.
That one has been removed a long time ago.
People say you should remove that poor there.
Yeah.
You should remove that. Pastor, what is your interest in that poor? Remove that poor there. Hallelujah. So protect what? Your joy. Let your joy be complete in the Lord. I don't have anything now, but I love Jesus. Things are tough, but I love Jesus. Things are not going the way I want, but I love God. I love Him. I trust Him. I believe in Him. I know that He's capable of turning things around. Devil, get behind me. Devil, get out of me. I don't care what you are doing. I am interested in what God will do at the end. Keep your joy. Push your joy. Let your joy be there, because when your joy is stolen, your faith will go down. When your faith goes down, child of God, fear will encompass your life. And finally, number 4, prophesy. Time of your trial is time of prophecy. How many of you know that there's power in spoken word? When you speak, there's power in it. So why not convert your energy into positivity? Not only when prophet prophesies from the altar, but your own tongue. I think Romans chapter 9, chapter 10 verse 9, rather. Let me see something there. Verse 8, rather. But what said thee? The word is what? Even in thy mouth and in thy heart, that is the word of faith which we preach. The solution to some of your situation is in your mouth. Prophesy it. Speak to God. Speak to the mouth. The earth has ear. It can hear. In 1 Kings chapter 13, the prophet went and said, "Thou ear altar, hear the word of the Lord." Altars have ears. The earth have ears. The house you are living in have ears. Your car has an ear. Your clothes have ears. Everything you see around you, they have ears. Speak. Some situations does not respond to just prayer. They need prophecy. Ezekiel 37, the Bible said that God spoke to Ezekiel, "Shall these bones live again?" He said, "Thou knowest, O God." And God said, "Prophesy."
Amen.
It means that dry bone was not responsive to prayer. It meant that it was not responsive to prayer. It was not responsive to all other activities, spiritual activities that have been done. And they were buried and they were dead and forgotten. But God said to the prophet, "These ones need another tactics. Need another tactics to follow it. There's an approach that you need to introduce. This situation does not require prayer or praise. It does not require fasting. It requires prophecy." Child of God, prophesy. And Ezekiel said, "I went back and I prophesied as I was commanded." And suddenly, the bones began to come together. Your word has power. Speak. Give yourself time. Say, from now to 30 days, I'm out of this. Prophesy. From now to 3 weeks, I'm going to share a testimony of a new job. Prophesy. I'm going to marry this year. Prophesy. The time I married my wife, it was by prophecy. No more anyway. I said I'll pay Lobola on 17th of May. Everybody's looking at me. How I manage? I said, "Go happen." I went and told the parents that I'm coming on 17th. 1 week to 17th. And they see note. My two friends said to me, "You better go and tell them to postpone it before they cook that and nobody will come." I said, "I know my God. Few days to that day, everything came in place." Prophecy. Prophecy. There is power in prophecy. And not just prophets can prophesy. You can prophesy to your destiny and say, "Enough of this. I prophesy. Before 10 days, I am out of this." The earth listens to the prophecy. Prophecy is a command, not a discussion. It commands things to exist. Prophecy is a protocol breaker. It's a mysterious fix. It makes things to happen even then when they were not meant to be. Every big move of God begins from prophecy. God, Mary would have just been pregnant. But God chose to come and speak by prophecy.
Amen.
And he said, an angel come to her, tell her that you are going to be pregnant. Every move of God begins by prophecy. So what are you waiting for? It's time to prophesy your destiny. Be on your feet wherever you are. It's time to speak to the earth. Speak to the land of South Africa. Say, enough of this. I cannot continue like this. I prophesy. Every move of God starts from prophecy. John the Baptist was never here until it was announced. Jesus was not here until it was announced. God is not stupid. He has maintained his principle that before anything can happen, prophecy has to be released. So don't just pray this morning, child of God. Begin to prophesy. Lift up your hands wherever you are. Begin to prophesy to your destiny.